Hello everyone and welcome to the Moaning Show episode 22 with me, HCD Rules 0001. And first off, I've had a request in from a Mr. Carey. I will be answering that request in a future episode because in this specific edition I would like to talk to you about Freeview. Now, I've been encouraged to talk about Freeview by the lack of decent programming on this particular viewing capability. Freeview, for what it is, I mean, the main point of it is that it's free to view, apart from the price you pay for the box that enables you to watch Freeview, you know, which can be as low as 15 quid these days for a digital box to enhance your television experience. But what are we really getting from Freeview? Yes, you're getting BBC One, 2, ITV1 and Channel 4. Some viewers for the first time are picking up Channel 5, and you know, comedians joke about it, but Channel 5 is turning into a pretty good channel. It's been going since 1997, and since then it's maturing rather nicely. But what else are we getting? We're getting BBC 3, which starts at 7 o'clock in the evening. We're getting BBC 4, which also starts at 7 o'clock in the evening. So just turn over my listings magazine that I've got to help me with this edition. We're getting ITV2, which appears to be ITV's version of BBC 3. Now, BBC 3 is full of programs like reality programs and, you know, series that aren't quite ready to make it to BBC One just yet. I'm talking about stuff like Being Human and The Real Hustle and things like that. Don't Tell the Bride and, you know, Snog, Marry, Avoid, you know, things like that. Utter tripe that you wouldn't even watch even if you were drunk, you know. ITV2 is even worse for stuff like that. That's where The Only Way Is Essex started. It's got stuff like Katie Price's Modelling Agency and all sorts of crap like that. You know, Britain's Talent, Extra, and if it's a major show on ITV1, you could bet there's an extra or something like that on ITV2, giving you more of a chance to watch more of the same boring crap that's just been on ITV1. For instance, if there was an episode of let's take the requested subject for the next show as an example, the Jeremy Kyle show, and you know, people that appear on those types of programs. If you had it on ITV1, which is the channel it's on, you can more or less guarantee that ITV2, and this is just an example, would have the Jeremy Kyle backstage pass or something like that, and it's absolutely pathetic. Now, ITV3 tends to be the rerun channel. ITV3, you know, you got things like old episodes of Inspector Morse and Heartbeat, and, you know, Poirot and Marple, things like that. So ITV3, by contrast to ITV2, seems to be a better channel. I don't spend a lot of time watching this channel, but it seems to be a more cultured channel than ITV2 does. ITV2 to me seems like it's for people aged between 13 and say 25, and you know, that's why That's why that tends to be like that. ITV4 is another sort of rerun channel, but ITV4 to me seems to be the cult channel. You got stuff like The Professionals and The Saint. I've seen episodes of The Prisoner and things like that, you know, old 60s or 70s programs like Champions and things like that. It's got stuff like that, and they show the odd sporting event on ITV4, like you'll get a Europa League match or a Champions League match that doesn't involve a British team. So for instance, you get someone like, say, Lisbon versus Benfica or something like that. I know they're both Portuguese teams, it's just an example. And then you get Film 4, which is self-explanatory. It's a movie channel, and the only free movie channel probably in the world, I would suggest. And it's not a bad channel. More 4, which is sort of ITV, which is sort of Channel 4's sort of extra channel. It says it in the title. More 4 is... Let's see now. More 4 is a cross between ITV's 2 and 3. It does have the rubbish for the sort of like teens to 25-year-old bracket, but most programs are extra bits of Channel 4 programs, so there'll be a few episodes of Deal or No Deal on, or things like that. And then you got, and then Freeview starts to fall on its arse. Freeview starts to become really pathetic. You got E4, and E4, you know, the only other good channels, in my opinion, are like E4. You've got Dave, which is named because everyone knows a guy called Dave. I personally don't. In fact, yes I do. Yes I do. And hello sir if you're watching. You've got Dave Jarvu, and I'll come back to that sort of listing later on. And you've got Challenge. Now, apart from those channels I have just listed, the ones I've talked about before, every other channel on Freeview, and pardon my French here, is shit. Every other channel. Now, for instance, we have things like Pick TV, which is a channel brought out by Sky, and it's the only Sky channel on Freeview. I'm recording this video on a Sunday. I'll give you an example of what's on today on Pick TV. The Secret World of Magic. Ouch Sextuplets. Nothing to Declare. Sun, Sea and A&E. Oops TV. And Brick Cops, Law and Disorder. Magnificent programming. Absolutely shit. We've got other channels. Other channels on Freeview include a boatload of shopping channels. We're talking QVC, Ideal World, Bid TV, you know, Price Drop TV, and all of these channels have some sort of arsewipe that is in front of you trying to sell you the crap that they've got in the stores or in their warehouses, and 9 times out of 10 the prices are quite cheap until you see the little bit where it says P&P charges apply, in this case 99, and usually it's $6 or $7.99. of bigger items, you know, cost more to post and pack. Then you've got the +1 channels. I'm talking ITV +1, I'm talking, you know, Channel 4 +1, and ITV2 has a +1. And it's actually higher up on the channel list than ITV1 is. BBC to date don't have a +1 service. I think the +1 service is a fairly good idea, basically because if you miss something, or so like if you've recorded something and it misses the end of it, you can quickly catch the end of it an hour later. That's not so bad. But as for the rest of the channels, and like I say, they are crap. You've got stuff like 5 USA, 5 Star, which are Channel 5's other subsidiary channels. You've got a channel called Quest, which is basically full of like how to do programs and, you know, things like that, fishing programs. I don't mind if you like fishing, it's absolutely fine. I went 4 times fishing, and I didn't catch a single thing. 4 times. You know, you got other channels, like for instance, you got other channels which are absolutely horrible. You've got the list of channels which include things like we're talking the porno channel, like, I don't know, Television X, Adult Channel, Filth or whatever. Then you've got the date channels. You've got Rabbit Chat and Date, Gay Rabbit Chat and Date, you know, other channels like that. And you're thinking, who the bloody hell watches these things? The majority of these things, I imagine, wouldn't start till, say, 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning or whatever. Not that I would know, if you see what I mean. But what I'm trying to get at is that Freeview is okay for what it is. It's not good. It's not brilliant. It's not great. Because before I moved to Devon, where I currently reside, I had cable TV. And cable TV, I have to say, is a heck of a lot better than Freeview. Alright, it was something like 18 quid a month. But for 18 quid a month, you got all of the crap that I just talked about, yeah? Plus, you got a couple of so-called special channels. They even had the Paramount Comedy channel on cable. They had UK Gold, they had British Eurosport, and they also had Sky One. Sky One is, like I say, Sky's main channel if you don't count all the movie channels. It has fresh episodes of The Simpsons, fresh episodes of, say, Mad Men or Lost or whatever that was on at the time. Freeview has spaces, or has channel numbers, for UK Gold, or it's just called Gold now, British Eurosport, ESPN, Sky Sports 1 and 2, maybe even Sky Sports 3 as well. And you're thinking, and these channels are locked. Now, I can understand the locked channels with Sky Sports 1 and 2, 3, but what I don't understand is the lockouts for the channels like UK Gold and Eurosport. UK Gold is owned by the BBC Trust, or owned by the BBC. They put the programs on. You know, most of the programs on UK Gold are, you know, BBC programs. So I don't understand why UK Gold is not a Freeview channel. I simply do not understand it. Eurosport, by definition, it's a channel that shows sport from all over Europe, by definition. I know for a fact it's basically a channel that shows sport wherever Europeans are competing. So even it shows Australian Open tennis or US Open tennis or whatever. It shows the odd bit of golf. It shows the majority of the cycling events that go on in this. It also shows the skiing events. Now, apart from Ski Sunday, there's no other mention of skiing anywhere on so-called terrestrial / free television. It is pathetic. And the worst thing is, Eurosport can afford for Freeview to show their channel, in my opinion. When I had Eurosport on cable TV, back where I originally come from in Surrey, they had adverts galore from European companies like Warsteiner Beer and Ricoh TVs and electricals, things like that, LG, things like that. They got adverts galore, which obviously pay for their, subscriptions and things like that to show these sports. Eurosport is the poor man's Sky Sports. Why the hell is it not on Freeview? You know, I'm looking the further on at the listings magazine here. You've got 3 kids channels on Freeview, and I do apologise about the picture quality. You've got CBBC, which is fair enough. You've got CBeebies, which is the sort of like preschool learning channel, and you've got CITV. Fair enough. The majority of fads this country goes under, as far as kids are concerned, are imports from other countries. I'm talking about stuff like Ben 10, you know, just other bits like that. The worst thing ever is that these programs are not on these channels, CBBC, CBeebies, CITV. I'm still a kid at heart. I'll watch a cartoon over a documentary or a film any day of the bloody week. But things like Cartoon Network, they got the better stuff. I mean, for instance, CBBC, this is just for the kids obviously, Tracy Beaker, Ultimate Sports Day, Scooby-Doo, Dennis and Nasher, you know, things like that. Listen to the stuff Cartoon Network have got in comparison. Gumball, TV Burp. They got episodes of TV Burp on Cartoon Network. Ben 10, Transformers, Thundercats. What else have we got? Redekai, Adventure Time, Cow Chicken, Johnny Bravo, Samurai Jack. 10 times better than the shit that's available on free-to-air television. And that's what I'm trying to get at. For the majority of people in this country who are only able to get Freeview because it's either all they're allowed to get, it's either all they can afford to get, you know, we are lumbered with, say, 10 to 15 half decent channels. And we're also lumbered with other, say, 25 to 30 pieces of shit. And I will say that wholeheartedly. Now, I would gladly swap the 25 to 30 crap channels. We're talking stuff like QVC, you know, Really, Quest, you know, Food Network, all the shopping channels, all the text and data adult channels and fucking pieces of crap like that. Pick TV as well, that can go in the swap bin. I would swap all of those channels that must cost Freeview X amount to run per year, because these channels are on Freeview because they have contract with Freeview to host them. You know, Freeview says, yeah, we'll host your channel for a year for X amount. That's how they do it. I would gladly swap all of those crap channels for UK Gold and British Eurosport. The rest of the channels can just get the fuck out of here. And you think that's the worst thing about Freeview? It's not. It's one of the worst things. Freeview, not only do they... you can't control, obviously, what adverts you put on. To some degree. Channels like Challenge, Dave, whatever, have adverts for Sky Television. I'm fairly sure E4 and, you know, ITV, they all have adverts for Sky Television. And you're thinking, why advertise something that most people still this day cannot get? Why advertise something that people can't, you know, and I'm very, very sorry about that picture quality. The weather's just gone, but I'll still carry on. Why advertise that when you're on a different platform of watching, so the people watching the advert think, oh yeah, that looks good, I quite fancy the look of that. They can't watch it. They can't watch it because they haven't got the finances or the capability to watch it. That's why we're watching Freeview. We're watching Freeview because we're not allowed, or we can't afford Sky. So fuck off with your adverts about Sky this, Sky that, and you know, it's like, coming up on Sky, the best show you've ever seen. It might well be the best show we've ever seen. Fuck you, Sky. I'll wait till it comes to DVD. Better than that, I'll wait till the Freeview version in the next couple of years. Fuck it. Hell, I'll even download the bastard instead. Don't like bloody cheaper. And for sporting events, we have the Olympic Games coming out this year, and that is a future Moaning Show in its own right. We've got the Olympic Games coming up later this year, and it's being, you know, done by BBC Television, you know, broadcast. And you can bet that there'll be an option at one stage or another, probably every day you'll get this option. They'll say, watch this on the red button because we're showing this on BBC One. Now, Freeview has one red button. When they say watch this on the red button, there'll be four, bloody hell, there'll be four different choices. Quality's getting terrible. There'll be four different choices. Option 1 will be, say, table tennis. Option 2 will be shooting. Option 3, archery. And option 4, badminton. Just as an example. And you'll get the main picture, which is doing swimming or something like that. Freeview has one red button, and that's it. They don't have the option to watch 3 of the other sports. So we've only got the choice of watching 2 out of 5 sports. Or for instance, say like it's the proms, or the electric prom. They say, watch, I don't know, Kraftwerk on red button. And other bits on the red button, you've got people like M People, or, you know, or Madness on the other side. But all you can watch is, say, I don't know, Susie Quattro and fucking Kraftwerk. That's all you've got. Well, people realise that we have Freeview for a reason, that Freeview's capabilities are limited, and the mere fact that we have Freeview is for those reasons. We don't want / can't afford better services. that is what I am trying to get at, and that is what I have spent nearly 25 minutes trying to tell you, is that Freeview is there because nothing else is either A, allowed to be, or B, could be. Freeview needs to sort itself out, and it won't. It'll stay exactly the same as this. It needs to sort itself out, get rid of the, say, 20 or 30 channels of absolute shite. Replace it with just maybe 2 or 3. Save some money in the process. Give us Gold, give us Eurosport, and if possible, give us Sky One or a comedy channel or whatever. And give us an option to watch some half decent stuff. Yes, we've got BBC to Channel 5 and the plus ones. Yes, we've got Dave. Yes, we got Challenge. Yes, we've got E4 and Film 4. But that's about it. What do you think? Do you think Freeview could be better used, or we could have the odd better channel, maybe like an ESPN, but once a month we could have it maybe for free, instead of the god-awful crap that we've got? Give us your thoughts and opinions in the comment box and Facebook or whatever, and just let's see if we can get, sort of like an agreement on what could make Freeview better. As I say, the addition of 3 extra red buttons would be nice. They wouldn't take much to do, because that's what's on 301. If you've got Freeview, you know exactly what I'm talking about. You're watching something on 1, yeah, and it says press the red button to watch this. It's easier to go 301 on your remote control to bring something up. It's a heck of a lot easier to do that. So like I say, give us your thoughts and opinions. As I say to Mr. Carey, who's watching, sir, your request will be answered in a future episode, and I look forward to that as well. Just a side note before I finish, please, if you are watching this, send me some requests. Send me some thoughts and opinions, obviously. Send me some requests about things that drive you nuts, that you'd like to see complained or moaned about. I'm getting requests like once every other month. It's good enough to keep the channel going, but like I say, it's not the fact that I'm running out of ideas, it's the fact that the ideas that I've got seem to be repeating what I've already done. So please give me some ideas, please give me some suggestions, and thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.